Pokemon anime finally returns with Lance versus Diantha. Let's jump into it. Hey, what's going on everyone? Entering Infinity here. Today I'm back with a brand new video to discuss episode 116 of the Pokemon Journeys anime, where Lance takes on Diantha in the second first round match of the Masters A tournament. I just want to start off this video by saying, if you enjoy this content, you can do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button. I'm really trying to get this channel to 1,000 subscribers and get it monetized. So if you enjoy this content, hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Alright, so right off the bat, I want to say my favorite part of the episode was in the beginning when we get to see Lance making his opening remarks when he's on the battlefield, and he talks about, how he's representing Kanto, and then there's like a cut and we get to see Richie back in Kanto in a Pokemon Center watching Lance on the TV. Like, I absolutely lost my shit at that part. I was so excited, as like an OG Gen 1 fan, someone who's been watching from the beginning. I was just so happy to see Richie. I haven't seen Richie in the anime in like over 20 years. I know he's made like a couple of appearances along the way, but I haven't caught those one-off episodes, so I was just so hyped to see him. I only wish that we could have actually seen him, battle Ash at some point along the way during the Pokemon Journeys anime, but I was just so excited to see him. That just like right off the bat just like put my mood and like everything at like a 10, and I was just so hyped for this episode at that point. And we also get to hear Lance mention that he's also representing Johto, and then again it cuts and we get to see the 3 characters from Pokemon Chronicles, which I thought was a really cool callback that I also haven't seen in a long time. On the left it was like Vincent and his Meganium, in the middle was like Marina and her Mischievous, and on the right it was Jimmy and his Typhlosion. I just thought that was really cool too. Didn't hit as hard as like Richie, but it was up there. I was like, oh my gosh, that's them. So that was really awesome, a nice callback. So bravo, writers, bravo. I'll give you that one. Yeah, and then Diantha makes her little opening remarks, and then the battle gets started right away, which I was really excited about. Most people were mad about, how short the battle was. In the first round was between Leon versus Alon, but this one didn't really waste any time. It jumped right into the battle, and it really gave it the room to breathe that it needed to be like an actually exciting and engaging battle, unlike the first one where it was just everyone Pokemon was getting one shot. So that was a nice change, and I was happy to see that. So it's Lance's Dragonite, Gyarados, and Hydreigon versus Diantha's Aurorus, Gourgeist, and Mega Gardevoir. Just right off the bat, just talking about Pokemon choices, kind of like I did in the last one with Alon, how I said it made no sense how knowing your opponent's ace is a Charizard that's completely busted, like why would you bring a Chestnut to that match that's quadruple weak to it? And I kind of feel the same way this time, where it was like with Lance, it's like your opponent's ace is a Mega Gardevoir, why would you bring a Hydreigon to this battle that's quadruple weak to Fairy? That just made no sense to me. I was so hyped to find out that Lance has a Hydreigon. I think that's so awesome, and I love to see it, but in this matchup, when you're trying to win, it's like, I just don't understand the Pokemon choice. It just doesn't make any sense to me, but it was still nice to see, I guess, either way. So I have to say, I was really impressed with how Diantha battled. She battled extremely intelligently and had really smart strategies, where she had her Aurorus set up screens, so it pretty much like sacrificed itself to, get screens up and, get some chip onto the Dragonite. And then I felt like she really utilized her Gourgeist really well. In the preview, when I saw that she was using that, I was like, oh, that thing's just gonna get mopped in like 2 seconds. But it actually like put in like a ton of work against Lance. It used its special move to change like his Gyarados into a ghost type, and then it was using like Shadow Sneak and like Phantom Force, just dealing super effective damage, and she really just took down, Lance's ace in the anime is Gyarados, but for all the OG fans, his Dragonite's his real ace. But yeah, so she completely like took down his Gyarados super easily, which I was like completely shocked to see and a little bit disappointed, I have to say. But to her credit, she was really smart with how she battled with it. The screens really made an impact and helped keep it alive to put in the work that it needed to, and it ended up taking out the Gyarados, and yeah, it just really put in a lot of work. I have to say I was a little bit disappointed with how they kind of portrayed Lance and like his strategies. Like they were just having him like rush into everything head on, like he was just carelessly ripping hyper beams when it wasn't really smart to do so, leaving his Pokemon like completely exposed. So I didn't like that in the sense that like they didn't really make him battle very smart. He was like pretty much just like button mashing A, you know, just like ripping attacks, and she was just being smart and kind of playing around them, and you know that ultimately led to her really winning the match. And I was really excited to see Lance's Dragonite get to Dynamax. I thought that was really awesome. I was so excited just in general to see Lance's Dragonite, because anyone who was a little kid playing against Lance in Gen 1 knew like how busted his Dragonite was, and you know I've always wanted to see it in a proper battle in the anime. So between seeing Richie and getting to finally see Lance's Dragonite in a proper battle, like I was just so hyped for this episode. It was just so awesome to see. Even though like the utilization of his Dynamax didn't really go very well, he just did a max Hailstorm, which like didn't even do anything. She was able to just power right through it with a Moonblast, and then his other two max moves were pretty much just defensive to block attacks. He didn't really get any utilization out of it. He just got some like Hail Chip on her. He didn't even really get a good hit on her Mega Gardevoir, which was like kind of disappointing. So yeah, a little disappointed with Lance's showing, but overall I thought the battle was really exciting. Like I said previously, this is pretty much the only battle that wasn't already a foregone conclusion before it started. Although going into it, I was fully expecting Diantha to win the battle, since we've already seen Lance take on Leon in the previous season's championship. So I didn't think they would have him battle again. So I was fully expecting to have them right so that Diantha won. So I wasn't really surprised to see that she actually won, especially given Lance's Pokemon choice, bringing the Hydreigon and kind of just battling really carelessly, and she just really capitalized on it and took the W. And kind of seeing her strategy and watching Leon kind of watch on from the locker room with everybody, I have to say the first thing that came to my mind was that, you know, Leon is just so smart when it comes to like coverage moves that he puts on his Pokemon, because he really like actually looks at his opponent and chooses the correct Pokemon based on their abilities and puts the right moves on them to get coverage that deals super effective damage against his opponents, which you would expect to do. So seeing this battle and then seeing Leon watch on, what came to my mind was that he's probably going to use his Mr. Rhyme against her, because Mr. Rhyme has an ability, I think it's called like Screen Cleaner or something, where when it gets sent out onto the field, it destroys all, you know, the light screen and reflect that's on the field. So I think that would be a really cool writing thing for them to do, and also a way to show his Mr. Rhyme is when he battles Diantha in the semifinals, if she tries that strategy again where she sets up the screens, that he just sends in the Mr. Rhyme and it screen cleans him away, and then he just like bodies her. I think that would be pretty crazy, and that's my prediction going into that matchup. Yeah, so then the match ends, and then pretty much like right away it goes right into the next battle where we get to see Cynthia versus Iris. I think this one's going to be really exciting as well, and they even get to see who they send out first, and Iris sends out her Excadrill and Cynthia sends out her Gastrodon, which I was shocked by that because I was not expecting them to pick those Pokemon. So now we know all three Pokemon that each person is going to be using, I believe. So I think that's going to be a really exciting matchup. I did love to see that Ash had a little bit of an interaction at the end with Lance as he was heading to the locker room, and Lance was kind of like, you know, walking in the hallway. Unfortunately, I did watch this episode raw in Japanese, so I don't know exactly what they said. It was very brief, but I'm looking forward to rewatching the episode once the subtitles come out, just so I can see exactly what they said, because I really wanted them to have an interaction, being that, you know, they're both from Kanto. So that was pretty cool to see. And since Ash was now kind of in the hallway seemingly heading to the locker room, I really hope that he watches the next match with the other champions in the locker room, because I think that was something I didn't really like in the beginning, that, you know, he was watching from the stands and wasn't with all the other champions, being the only one not there. I didn't really like that, so I really hope he gets to watch this match of Iris versus Cynthia with all the other champions and everything. And also I was really happy to see that Alon is still there. I was assuming that, you know, whoever lost would just kind of leave and not really come back, so I was glad to see that Alon was still in the locker room, because now we get to see potentially, you know, Ash go and interact with him in there, which I really want to see the dialogue between them. So yeah, so that's my review of the episode. Overall, I thought it was really, really good. Just a little disappointed on, you know, Lance's portrayal and how he didn't win the battle, but that's just my personal opinion. But let me know down below what you thought of the episode. Were you excited as I was about Richie? What did you think of the battle overall? And yeah, let me know what you think. So if you stay till the end, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed the video, do me a huge favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new, leave a comment down below, let me know what you thought of the episode, and I'll catch you all in the next one.